Hey guys, William Murfitt here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. Today, we're not on Miss Mini. I'm gonna get my Mini, Rusty, the 1979 Clubman Saloon in Russet Brown, ready for the Chester Cars and Coffee. Now, the car hasn't been started in some time. I did try and start it recently without any joy. So today I've been out to get fuel. I'm going to uncover the car, whip the plugs out, check everything over, go through bits and pieces before I turn the key and hopefully get it started and get it fired and get it running and ready for the event. All being well, if all goes to plan, I will drive the car to work, maybe Thursday, and then there'll be a nice little run out ready for Sunday for Cars and Coffee, where there'll be a separate video for the event. So anyway, let's get the front uncovered. I'm not going to uncover it all because I have got some stuff, panels and whatnot, which need to be put somewhere else. Let's get the car uncovered and let's go through and see what's what. So let's get stuck in. Now, if you haven't done so already, and you do wish to become a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. It really means a lot and it really boosts the channel and helps me put more content out to you guys. I'm having a real drive this year to get to 5,000 subscribers, which hopefully will be happening very soon. But yeah, I need your help. Looking at the analytics, there's a lot of people who watch the videos on a regular basis who are not subscribed. So all you gotta do, hit that subscribe button, costs you nothing, and it helps me out massively. So thank you so much in advance. Now let's get into today's video. All right, it's out. Now, the car cover has been on the car and Rusty has been outside for the majority of the winter. Things happen sometimes and unfortunately, my cars take the back seat. Looks like it has suffered a little bit. Corrosion seems to have got to the wings. Now, you have to remember, although I've done a lot of work to this car, the majority of this vehicle is still original. Now, I have done outer sills, front floor pans, and a rear valance repair, rear quarter at the back, not a full quarter but just the back, A-panels, door skins, and that's it. And it's a 1979 car, so you are going to get rust, you are going to get corrosion, and the way I've stored the car is less than ideal. I think this year I need to try and put my finger out and actually look after the car, give it a bit of TLC. I'm probably going to be able to catch that in time, clean it all back up, be able to give it a bit of paint. Painting isn't really my forte, so I will have to look at getting someone to help me do that. I've got a new bonnet for the car, which actually is a genuine Clubman bonnet because there's a bit of an issue with this one lifting on the front, which I wasn't particularly keen on. I haven't really got time to get that sorted in time for the show on the weekend. But I should have enough time to go over and give the car a very thorough polish and a very thorough clean. As I say, it's a 1979 car, you are going to have rust and corrosion, so, you know, it is what it is. The engine bay was painted before IMM. Probably needs a quick clean up and going over, because as you can see, the paint is flaking off, which it's done pretty well for its time. They're not supposed to last forever, but it just looks a little bit nicer when the engine bay's when the bonnet's up. And you can see, so that's that. A few cobwebs and such like. The battery's on charge, which I need to have move some of these boxes and get rid of things permanently. Yeah, the battery's on charge. I'm going to put some fuel in. I went to the petrol station today. The local Shell garage I've been using has now been bought out by an Asda, and I was really thinking, how am I going to get E5? But thankfully, £35 later, and that's really heavy. And I've got some E5 fuel, so I've got enough fuel to be able to fill up the tank, and should be enough to run me for the weekend and maybe Thursday, possibly Friday, do a little pootling around and getting bits and pieces. Standing here, and how well it's going to come out, you can see the paint is less than ideal. Now, it was done in 2-pack, so a polish should bring that right back out. It just means I have to have the time to sort it. So I'm really disappointed in myself, but this car shines lovely once the cut and polish, so we'll look to get that sorted. Anyway, the important things today to get Rusty running. So let's get the fuel in the car. The battery's on charge. Hopefully, a couple of cranks it will start. I'm going to pull the plugs just to give myself peace of mind that everything's clean. I'm going to have a good spark. Maybe just nip the belt up a little bit so it doesn't squeak, and just, yeah, go through, check the fluid, check everything, and the dashboard's all good. Which is pretty basic stuff, to be honest, and making sure that everything is present and correct. Oil level, fuel level. As long as I've got oil, so the engine's not going to seize. As long as I've got fuel, so the engine's going to ignite. As long as I've got sparks, it's going to ignite. And as long as I've got air, we should be good. I shouldn't have to tinker at all with the settings. The choke's probably going to have to be out when it's ran, but overall, I'm really happy with how the engine was running when I parked him up. I don't know. So let's see. But let's put the fuel in and let's get started from there. That's a good starting point anyway. A wire brush. I've got a spark plug socket, and I've already marked my HT leads: 1 cable tie, 2 cable ties, 3 cable ties, and 4 cable ties. So I know exactly which goes where. I just want to get these plugs out and just check to see. You see that? Not a bad spark, but let's give it a clean up, make sure the contacts are fresh, and give it a fighting chance. Now, I've never really had any starting issues with this car when it's been up and running, but obviously it has been parked up, so things do take its toll on parked up cars. And that's not too bad. That one's a bit crowded up. You can see that's a bit worse wear compared to the others. And lastly, number 4. Quite similar. So I'm going to give it all a clean. Take the wire brush and literally just clean the contacts up. And once they're all done, I'll be back. Right, so the plugs are now all cleaned up, as you can see. One thing I do want to test on them is the spark plug gap. So these are NGK plugs. They're a BP6ES, and they should have a spark plug gap of 25 thou. So this is an incremental gap, and you can see you've got a big thick shim there going down to smaller. So this starts at 20 thou. So effectively, you put your spark plug gap across the top, and it goes up. So I can, it's just a bit tight there. 25 thou. It won't go any tighter without any force. So happy with that. So I'm gonna put a bit of grease on that, and I can go into the head. Same for here. Oh, see, now look, that one there is much bigger, so that goes around to 30. So I'll just close that gap up slightly. You can just, by using the bottom, just push down. Still a bit much. Right, 25, that's good. $25, perfect. And 25, so you can see clearly you've got 20 thou and 30 thou, and I'm right in the way, in the middle. 25 thou. Right, perfect. Handy little tool. I think it was like 99p off of eBay. You can use feeler gauges as well. I just find this quite handy because you can actually physically move the gap accordingly. And there's a gap opener. Probably just find it a better way of closing the gap. Typically a little tap. Right, just a little bit of copper grease on there. Nothing much. The copper grease just helps it to not seize inside the head. I'm going to put it on a little blob. As you turn it in, it will spread itself. One, two, three, 4. It's all good. There's no point checking the points because I have a electronic ignition. One thing I will do though is I'll replace this because this is your vacuum in advance, and you can see it's disintegrated. Now, one of the joys of having stock is that I have a vacuum in advance in the cupboard, ready to go. Right, that's off. There you go. New vacuum in advance sorted. Water level is okay, although a little bit dark. Okay, and top that up a little bit. Got pink antifreeze in there. Repeat of fashion, here's what I mixed earlier. Lovely. Right, now oil. So 2050 oil is used in this car. You've got the minimum and maximum up on the dipstick. Let's go and dip it and see what happens. Looks a bit high, to be honest. So I haven't put any oil in this for a long time. So although the engine oil level is a bit high, let's crank it over. I've got oil in it, which is good. Let's see what happens, because obviously I don't want to take oil out, because once it circulates on the engine, it's going to disperse. At the moment, it's all currently sat in the sump or in the gearbox. So let's see what happens when we crank it over. So you're looking at this live as I'm doing it. It's out of gear. Give it a quick crank to see what happens. Mix. Right. I would suggest that there's no battery, because that's struggling to crank over. Now what I could do is get my car in and put jump leads on from the battery to the starter, just to give it that bit of boomph to get it going. So as it stands, we've got oil, we've got coolant, we've got fuel. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a spark. And just need now is battery. So the battery, as I say, I'm going to jump it off my car. When it's running, it will be able to charge itself. With it being, should be on the charger, should be okay. But it has only been on since I've been out here, so maybe 20 minutes or so. It's been on charge, which maybe isn't enough for it to do it. I haven't had it on a trickle charger. I should really look at getting a trickle charger sorted. And if I can put it on a permanent trickle charger, it'd be better, because then it won't let the battery go lower than it needs to be. But 12 volts, I think it's just a bit sluggish because it's cold and hasn't used for, it's got to be a good 6-7 months maybe been parked up. So I'm hardly surprised it doesn't start. Now let's get my car, let's get the jump leads wherever they may be, and let's get this car started. Right then, here we go. Smoky, we are running. So let's take you closer. Most of that's going to be condensation, I think. The oil pressure is going up nicely. Half a tank of fuel. I'm looking for those trainers. So I need to adjust the belt. Overall the car's running. I can't really stay in it too long with the garage door closed because it's a bit fumy. But let me just get a box to put there because it's covering Jazz's poor little golf bag in soot and spaff. And yeah, overall really pleased. Car's running. It's revving nicely. I just had no fuel and the battery was just a bit dead. So that's some of that. Fumes out. Yeah, it's a great little car this. Never really lets me down other than running out of fuel. So I think all being well, we're pretty much set to give a run, really. Right, so we have good news and we have bad news. The good news is, jumped off the car, it worked, it ran, everything was great, hunky-dory. I pushed the choke in a little bit, maybe too quickly, give it a bit of a rev, and it died. And now I've moved the car, it doesn't want to start again. So I need to probably get the battery off, maybe clean the terminals up, charge the battery fully, try again tomorrow, and hopefully, all being well, we can get it started on the key. Failing that, I need a new battery. The battery has been on there now a fair few years. So if it does need a new battery, it's not the end of the world, and it might just put a bit of a pause on the weekend's plans, but overall I think we could probably pick one up relatively cheap. And worst comes to worst, actually, I can use Miss Mini's battery for the weekend. Make sure, give it a charge and give it a run and make sure everything's fine with it. Yeah, I suppose then I leave the video here because I was hoping to take it up the road, but I'm not doing that in case it conks out and I can't get it started again. I'll just make sure everything is safe to leave. Check so there's no leaks underneath. Check there's not any issues, and then try again tomorrow. So thanks for watching. And yeah, I'm sure we get it sorted, and hopefully get it sorted very quickly. So thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this content, if you found it a bit entertaining and useful, hit that thumbs up button, comment down below, and if you haven't done so already, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. It's as I said before, it really means a lot to me, the amount of subscribers you guys are contributing to the channel and helping the channel grow. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys very soon, and take it easy.